So, gender equality and the female species. Gender appropriate attitudes start at an early age. If you come from a broken home where there is domestic violence, neglect, abuse, harassment, you're probably gonna not grow up socially normal valued child. You're not gonna have the normal social values that the rest of society and kids have in their development. So we gotta treat domestic violence seriously as adults. We gotta treat harassment. We gotta treat abuse. We gotta treat neglect as adults in our society. We gotta have those supports in place and interventions. And we gotta help the survivors, the youth, so they don't grow up and end up doing the same things that happen in their households. Gender violence can exist everywhere, from domestic situations to school place to within the society, like violence and crimes, to the workplace, the office and the workplace, to hiring practices, to worldwide cultures and stigmas of gender inequality. Those are the problems our society faces. And I think it starts with our cultural and moral values. Because, I mean, I don't know, what do you say about this? Like, I mean, a woman probably can't drill the construction site, but she can run in politics. She can run for governor. She can run on education boards. She can be a CEO of an industry company. There are many places in the workplace where men are better, and there are places where women are just as good. So why would there be discrimination? And then it goes a step further, and you get into harassment and assault and abuse. So, especially in the Hollywood and entertainment industry, like female actresses are paid 1/3 to 1/2 of male actors. Industry-wide, all over Hollywood. The top 25 richest male actors are worth 2 times to 3 times as much as the top 25 female actors. That's not like that as much in depending on the sport. Like Serena Williams is worth more than Novak Djokovic. So there are different industries where there are gender inequality. And then, for example, in business, many steps have been taken. Like the CEO of Canada's largest airport is a woman. In Italy, the prime minister is a woman, I believe, or Germany or somewhere like that. Maybe it was Italy. So women become leaders of countries. Women become leaders of ministries. Women become CEOs. So there's been taken steps to level the playing field. And then a woman's role in society is also taking care of kids and taking care of the family. So they play extra roles as well. And they have certain skills like multitasking, attention to detail, thoroughly paying attention to details and working problems from start to end, communication skills, being nice and presentable. These are all value traits in business, highly valued traits in business, rather than just having an engineer some white engineer who just writes the code and then doesn't know how to discuss or communicate it at all with the clients, with the team, with at the presentation, none of that. So all his work goes to waste because he doesn't know how to convey what the fuck he just made and why it's necessary and how it integrates with the rest of the product. So women have a lot of these soft skills that are crucial. And then you should be hiring and accepting women also based on their qualifications. If a woman is qualified to be an engineer, then she should have equal opportunities. Or to become a manager, or a coder, a programmer, or a chemist, or a scientist, or even a hockey coach. There are now women becoming hockey coaches. So if they have the qualifications and they also have a fuckload of soft skills to go with it, they can probably be a better asset to your company than a male that is currently doing that job. In some situations, not always, but it is possible for a woman with the proper qualifications and all the necessary soft skills to provide a better boost to your business than a male counterpart who is either lacking the qualifications or the soft skills. So you can find a competitive advantage in industry by hiring women that are qualified. And then to address society violence, we just need to change our views and protect women as a society. Women are physiologically weaker than men, so society must protect the women. That's just fucking common sense. So we must take gender-based violence, assault, and harassment seriously, because society has that responsibility to protect the women, elderly, children, disabled, the vulnerable from the predators. We must work together to not just that. I mean, any crime, if someone commits mass murder, it's society's obligation to fucking bring justice and prevent that shit from happening, and to teach values society-wide to our youth, to our men, that gender crime and any kind of normal crime, violent crime, is unacceptable, and to show them better ways and give them better supports and outcomes and routes to a better quality of life for them as well. Because if you're some kind of fucking thug and criminal, your life is shit and miserable as well. You think you're doing good by getting $5,000 in stolen jewels, but your life is a fucking pile of mess because as a software programmer, you could be making $200,000, $300,000. As a fucking Starbucks worker, you can make $5,000. You don't, and you're dealing with pleasant customers. You're working in a team. You're being productive. You're making products. So, you have a better quality of life away from crime. Crime is just like addiction. It's a pile of shit and does not better your life. Especially since 99.9% of criminals make below minimum wage. If they make money at all. If they don't get put in jail before they've even made $10,000. Only the fucking mob bosses of the criminal organizations, 1 in 1,000, make money, and they're the most wanted in society. So how do we? It starts with politics. We need to have leaders that value, common sense in crime and gender equality, helping students, helping youth, helping disabled, veterans, elderly, healthcare, housing affordability. We need to have leaders that value these things and that work and push towards solving these problems. We need to have leaders in the education system, our teachers and guidance counselors and coaches of youth teams and extracurricular activities are all our mentors and teachers in music, in arts, in sports. We need to have leaders that provide positive examples and positive role models to our society. And lastly, our justice system needs to be sound and resolute. Our justice system needs to take those problems seriously and put those perpetrators to make sure they never commit crimes ever again. So we need a good justice system, we need good role models in society, and we need leaders in the political system and within leadership roles. And representation helps. It's not a mandatory. You can have, like me, I'm a male solving problems. You don't need to be a black female. You don't need to be an Asian doctor. You don't need to be a Pakistani dentist. You don't need to be a German scientist. Representation is not necessary. Anybody can solve the problem. Anybody with a kind moral compass can make progress and allow others to rise, to lift them up. So, but representation helps if that's your thing. But anybody can be a hero. Anybody can fucking make progress and beneficial, inspirational changes to society. So we need good role models and leaders within politics, within education, within mentors and coaches to inspire the youth. And just society in general. Business needs to be more inclusive. Business is making good progress, but it needs to continue making progress, like our social media, our video games, our movies and TV shows, pop culture, Hollywood, the music industry, everywhere where the youth consume content needs to be morally grounded as well. So we got the business side, we got the political side, we got the education side and mentorship side, and we have the judicial side. So it takes all these to make culture more equal towards everybody and to instill respect. Not everybody doesn't believe in respect. There are a large portion of the population believes in equality and respect. So we just got to make sure we keep striving to maintain respect and equal opportunity for gender and the vulnerable and the ostracized in our society. So, in conclusion, stay ethical, DC. Stay morally sound, LA. Stay responsible, New York. And stay inspirational, Europe.